Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. It is exactly 9:35 a.m. South African time. We cross over to Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh, and we're going to be joined by Abdullah. He is a Rohingya journalist, researcher, and winner of the 2023 Nansen Refugees Award for Asia and Pasic. We are going to be talking about the 7th Genocide Day, or rather, Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh observing 7 years on. They are now stranded in camps in southern Bangladesh, and they have gotten together yesterday to observe the 7th Rohingya Genocide Day. Abdullah, assalamu alaikum to you. Welcome to the program. Okay, we seem to have lost the connection. Abdullah, there you are. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah. Assalamu
Welcome.
alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Yeah.
Okay, I figure you didn't hear my introduction. Shall I
I
repeat
hear
it?
you. I hear
Would you
that.
like to respond to it, please?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. This is Abdullah from Bangladesh, Cox's Bazar refugee camp. I work here as a journalist and photographer, also a documentary filmmaker. So thank you for giving me chance to connect with you in the Salam Media.
Okay, we know that 7 years ago, the majority of the majority of the Rohingya community was forced to flee Myanmar's Rakhine state. This was an act recognized as genocide by the United Nations and other international organizations. But 7 years on, your condition hasn't improved at all. If anything, it's getting worse. What can you tell us about the Day of Solidarity yesterday, marking 7 years of genocide for the Rohingya people, and what does the picture look like on the ground for other people, Rohingyas wanting to come to resettle in Bangladesh because they are still being persecuted?
Yeah. Thank you so much for your question. Yeah. It's been 7 years that we just marked yesterday that we have completed 7 years in Bangladesh refugee camp. So we don't see anything change. It seems everything is the same, but some of the point, even we find that the situation has got worse, you know, and that's why we each year in on the 25th August we try to remind the world that we Rohingya refugee are waiting for justice, and we are waiting for the our rights that we have been denied by across the Myanmar by the Myanmar government decade to decade. So as you see, thousands of the people gathered in the camp yesterday, and their only demand was, to bring the perpetrator into accountable, that who have been, persecuting us, the Rohingya community in Myanmar from, last 70 years. And lastly, on 2017, August 25, the world, got to know that how the Rohingya people were, persecuted in Myanmar, and as a Rohingya community, we have been recognized as the most persecuted, minority in the world, because that was the last stage of the persecution to a particular ethnic minority, and lastly the United States government recognized that persecution as it was the genocide. But being a genocide survivor community, we just have we just have received some sympathy and some support, some like humanitarian support from the world community. else nothing. We didn't see any progress in our crisis. We didn't see any single perpetrator were sent to the jail or been into the accountable. So that is why we have been struggling, and we have been calling to the international community like UN, ICJ, and ICC to bring the perpetrator into accountable and solve our crisis, and arrange the repatriation with dignity and rights. So, but since the 7 years of our journey as a refugee, we have been suffering also in the camp in many way, But the most painful thing is that the Rohingya people who are remaining in the Arkan state after we flee 1 million refugee. So those people were not also in their security, their basic right were also have been denied. But we thought that if we have some people in our kind state, and if Myanmar government, like junta government, they realize that they have done some mistake on a particular ethnic minority, and they will they will change their policy on our Rohingya people, and they will first give the rights and everything to the remaining people. But we were also proved wrong, that they did not stop persecuting our people. Like, as you have been hearing about the recent situation in Arkan state, that what is happening exactly. So we we Rohingya people who fled to Bangladesh in 2017 were just under the persecution of Myanmar military. But the remaining people in Arkan state are now, they are under the persecution of two particular groups, like one Hunda military and another is Arkan army, who kill more than 200 people by the drone attack. So these people are facing the persecution from two particular groups, but they do not have the courage to have to keep facing the persecution continues. Many, that's why many people are trying to escape from the killing field, from the war zone on their anyhow they are choosing the way, but the way is not really safe. The way is risky. Also, on the other hand, the Bangladesh government is not ready to take more refugee. They officially declared that they will not take a single refugee anymore. That's why when people are trying to get into the Bangladesh, when they are not getting legal way, so they have to lose their lives in many ways. Like we have been, documenting that the death of the people who are escaping across the Naf River, and by chance, due to some kind of incident, their boat are capsizing, and hundreds of people are dying on the Naf River. And even I myself and other guy, Rohingya youth, we are, able to recover, dozens of the, dead bodies from the Naf River. So this is the situation.
Okay, what do you believe the observance of the 7 years of forced exodus from Myanmar has? Do you believe you've achieved something yesterday when you had all of the um, protests in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh? You've also indicated that the Bangladesh government has put a full stop. No more Rohingya people will be allowed to come into Bangladesh. So they are stuck in Basanchar and Rakhine state, but their future looks very, very bleak. What are you hoping is going to happen now for the Rohingya people? Do you believe that the United Nations or other foreign agencies will come to the aid of the Rohingya people?
Yeah, actually, this is the thing we are also thinking and hoping that since thousands of people already arrived, informally here, and they are trying to take shelter, and also they are trying to take some kind of support. But we didn't have seen we didn't have seen that any agency like Humanitarian agency or UN agency are trying to support them who are nearly arrived. So on the on the day when we observed the 7 year of the genocide remembrance day, So we also call to international community. We need more support, and also continuous support for for the especially for the new arriving people, because they do not have anything. Even we are really feel empathy, empathy that once when we arrived here in 2017, how the Bangladesh people show support, to us, but we don't see now that that's kind of support for the people who are coming now. And yeah, this is because Bangladesh have a strict, policy on the Rohingya people who are coming to Bangladesh in this
I
situation.
guess, yeah, I guess the Bangladesh government is also stretched to the limit, and it's a problem for them as well to take in more people, because it's going to create a huge problem for the Bangladeshis. But be that as it may, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you indeed for being with us on the show this morning. Ongoing duas, inshallah, that the situation for the Rohingya people does improve and you are able to go back home sooner rather than later. Thank you indeed.
Inshallah,
Salaam alaikum to you.
inshallah. I hope so. Thank you so much for having me here.
The time is exactly 9:47. News and views moving along. Our next guest is Patrick Kadima. We are going to be talking about the issue regarding Kamala Harris's speech destroying any hope that she's going to take action to stop the genocide in Gaza. And we will be wrapping up by talking with Dr. Ahmed Jazbai, and he is a lecturer of political science at UNISA. We're going to be looking at the current situation with Israel and Hezbollah bombing each other. Is that just a show? Is it going to create serious problems? Is this war then going to escalate even further? Stay with us.